I was reading a random research paper about how people were trying to grow coffee in basically liquid cultures, suspensions. So you can basically grow cells in mass in like a bioreactor, and they were doing this same concept but with coffee stem cells. Now the researchers had been taking coffee stem cells from the leaves of the coffee plant, and then they would grow them to a large amount, and then they would take that biomass. So this is basically just, it kind of looked like white clumps of cells. They would take all those cells, they would dry them, then they would roast them, and then they basically would analyze. So they tried to brew like coffee with these plant cells. And the interesting thing is when they looked at the caffeine content in the leaves, I'm going to give you guys a moment to guess how much caffeine do you think is in a coffee leaf? So the thing is, coffee leaves do make caffeine, but yeah, I'll give you guys, so let's, yeah, you can guess if there's that much caffeine or not. 200 milligrams, 0, high office demon. So there was, and I need to actually pull it up, there was 40 times, so they compared a coffee bean and they compared the coffee substance that they grew in the lab, which was from the leaves, and there was 40 times less caffeine in the leaves that they were growing in the lab. Very, very minuscule amounts of caffeine. And I know you guys are talking in milligrams. That's usually how I think about it too, but I think they were measuring it in like micrograms or something, which is confusing. There was a very small amount of caffeine in these leaves that they had roasted. So then they were like, oh, well, maybe the leaves taste like coffee. So they first did like taste testing, which is a very subjective test to do, and they claimed that the leaves had more vegetal notes, as one would imagine. And then they were also looking at the chemical compounds that were present in these leaves, and honestly there was very little overlap between the leaves chemical compounds and the coffee beans chemical compounds. This should not be a surprise. So I was very judgmental of this paper because I thought it was a stupid waste of time to try to roast leaves. I get where they're coming from, but I just don't think that's the solution. So then I was exploring the internet to see if other people had done this or if they had critiques for this method. And I came across this company called STEM, which is located in France. And basically what they are doing, so they are doing plant cell cultures. And let me see, maybe I could zoom the text in a little bit so you guys can see it a little better. Let's pull this. It also will cut off some of the ads. There we go. Maybe this is okay. It's fine. We'll just use that. So they were doing plant cell cultures, and actually this is a pretty popular thing that other companies are doing with other different types of plants. But here. So yeah, so basically the big question was, can you grow coffee in a bioreactor? Like other people are trying to grow cocoa polyphenols and saffron in bioreactors. So then there's this Paris-based startup called STEM, and they are trying to develop coffee made from Arabica coffee plants. So Arabica are the more desired coffee. There's also Robusta, but Robusta tends to taste not as good, and that's actually kind of interesting because Robusta grows much better and it doesn't have as many coffee pests, but the flavor is not there. But anyways, so they're trying to grow Arabica, which is the preferred coffee. And it was founded last year. So this article was written in June 2023. So this is a very new company from 2022. And it was started by this guy named Tom Clark, who has a background as a coffee roaster and wholesaler. And then they also have a chemist, which is good, as one of the CEOs. So let's see. So they are now in Paris, and then there's some interesting questions here that we're going to go through just briefly. So the problem they're trying to solve is that the amount of land that we can sustain coffee growing is steadily dropping. This is something that, you can kind of see it in the grocery store when you go in and you see like this uptick in the price of coffee. Specialty coffee is really expensive, but even normal coffee has gotten really, really expensive. And this could be, of course, due to other things like the cost of transport, labor, etc. But it's also true that we don't have enough places to grow coffee. So here they say, and I don't know where this claim comes from, but they say by 2050 we're going to have roughly 50% less arable land that will be adapted to growing Arabica. And I'm sure this is going to take me to some study. We don't need to really get into that. But basically, the problem is we don't have enough coffee for all the drinkers of coffee. So how do you sell coffee made of plant cell cultures to consumers? This, I think, is interesting because he doesn't really get into the taste as much. He talks more about how people will be excited by the novelty and the experimentation. For me personally, sure, I would try this cell culture coffee, but I would really want the flavors of coffee to be there, or at least some other really delicious flavor. Maybe it won't taste like traditional coffee, but at least make something that doesn't taste like I'm eating a burnt leaf, you know? So then they move on to whether or not plant cell culture has been used for coffee before. And actually, this is super interesting. There was a paper published in 1974 where some random group of scientists actually cultured en masse coffee plants. These are just the coffee leaf cells. And then this research was copied by a group in Finland, and that was the paper that I was talking about earlier, where they were like, there's barely any caffeine in it, but there's more than the 1974 group, which it was not that much. So there is a group of scientists who are actively studying how to grow plant cells, coffee plant cells, in the lab. Now, the thing is, they haven't talked about the beans yet. So going back to this company, STEM, they say we are going to begin with 2 sources of cells, the coffee leaves and green coffee beans. We're also looking for a 3rd source, the stem, which would make sense because their company's named STEM. But again, I'm like, why would you want to drink the stem of a coffee plant? Let me take a moment to just see what kinds of comments have come up. So let's see. Oh, thanks, Burning Beard, for the lurk. Apparently, Liberica is going to be the next substitute of Arabica. I haven't heard of this wipeout, actually, because I always heard, so I'm sure you've heard of Stenophylla, which was this rare, well, it was almost extinct, but then some group of scientists started growing it again after they discovered it somewhere in Africa. But I haven't heard of Liberica, so I'm going to just briefly take a quick look. Oh, what is special about it? Let's see. Okay. Floral, fruity, full, and slightly smoky. Coffea liberica, commonly known as the Liberian coffee, is a species of flowering plant, blah, blah, blah. It's native to Western and Central Africa, and it has become naturalized in areas including Colombia, Venezuela, Philippines, Borneo, and Java. Oh. Is this, so I'm guessing that it maybe grows in a wider range of climates, or maybe a different range of climates than Arabica? Oh wait, 200 milligrams is a cup of tea, and no, actually, Office Demon. So in a normal cup of coffee, there's about 100 or more, 100 to 150 milligrams of caffeine. I wonder if they've tried using growing coffee using hydroponics would potentially allow growing more per area of grounds. I thought about that. The only thing with hydroponics is I imagine the cost is a lot, especially like all the electricity you need to like generate, I don't know, false sunlight. I'm actually not sure, but I feel like the cost of hydroponics might not be a viable option, but it is, I'm sure, something that people are considering as well. Will it taste as good though? Yeah, that's the big question, Saint. Time to break out the chicory root. Yes, so chicory root, Saint. Chicory root is actually a root plant from, well, actually, it's in the southern area of the U.S. I actually don't know the history of chicory root. Let's take a quick look. I tried it recently, and it is not caffeinated. This was a vital error in my part. I was like, oh yeah, it probably, like maybe they've substituted in caffeine. No, it's completely uncaffeinated. It looks like a vegetable. Now, it does taste coffee-esque, but it does not taste exactly like coffee. So what they do is they take the root, they dry it, and then they roast it. And this was actually used as a coffee substitute during the Civil War, because they didn't have a lot of coffee and people wanted to drink something good. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's been around for a long time. They say it's an herb native to both Europe and Asia, and it's also grown in the US. And people also think that it is helpful for your gut microbiome, which is fun. We love our gut microbiome. So yes, chicory is an option, but I think a lot of people don't love the flavor of chicory. The stem of a coffee plant sounds erg. Yes. Does it taste good? Don't remember exactly the details, but I think it has a more genetic advantage. Okay, I will definitely look into that Wipeout. Thank you. Kasinka, hello. Welcome in. Guys, okay, hang on. I gotta give a shout out. Kasinka is one of my dear friends, and she streams. Well, she will be starting to stream again soon. She is fabulous. She loves coffee, caffeine, all of those wonderful things. So you guys should go check out her channel. Oh, I don't think my shout outs are on this page, but go check her out. Give her a follow. She is just a lovely human being. Caffeinated Linux, welcome in. Speaking of coffee streamers, so Caffeinated Linux, we're just going to take a quick shout out break here. Caffeinated Linux is also a coffee streamer, and he recently started streaming again. He's been doing GeoGuessr. Our goal is to convince Caffeinated Linux to whip out his little RoboLot. Like basically, he has this cool little manual espresso maker. It's not the Flare, it's the Robo Cafe Lot thing. I don't remember. It has these two arms, and you press down, and the espresso comes out. It's really cool. Give him a follow and convince him to stream coffee on his stream, because I think that would be really fun. He has actually streamed coffee, and I did miss that stream where you were trying. So I sent him some beans that were grown in California. These are from Fringe Coffee. Fringe Coffee is basically a distributor of Californian grown coffee beans. And they had a wonderful Katura that I really enjoyed, and so I sent it over to him, and then he streamed it, and then I missed it, and the VOD did not save on your page because I cannot find it anywhere. But anywho, I feel so out of my depth. I'm not a coffee streamer. Saint! Wait, Saint, have you started streaming? Do I follow you? I do follow you. It seems I follow you. It's okay, Saint. You could stream British tea making, which is also a very interesting skill to have. The Cafe Lot robot, is that what? So Wipeout, you are familiar with this device. Me either. Saint, we can both be outcast together. You guys are not outcasts, okay? I literally just kind of got this coffee maker, and then I just sort of forced myself to learn how to make coffee, and now I do coffee on the internet, okay? It's really not anything special. Half a bottle of coffee rum down. Maybe I need some actual coffee. Maybe you should have some water. You should have some water, Saint. Okay, so going back to this lovely little company that we're talking about. So they are trying to, so here's the thing. I was wondering, do green coffee beans actually have stem cells? Because you need stem cells to sort of regenerate the plant and create this never-ending source of cells, so they keep growing. And I don't think they do, but I guess they're trying it. So let's see. They're looking at coffee waste, things like coffee cherries, spent grounds, and so forth. Can we add flavor notes to our coffee through the extracts that we add to our cell lines? So this is an interesting idea where you could maybe get some of the same texture of the coffee by putting spent coffee grounds into whatever mix you're making. But I don't know. The thing is, with spent coffee grounds, they're going to all kind of have a different profile because they've been treated in different ways.
And I miss you.
Glenn Kenobi, welcome to stream. How are you? Saint, you've streamed a few times, but I need to do it more. You should let us know so we can come support you. Wipeout, you have a whole espresso setup for myself. You just ended up having Flair 58 on top. Wish to upgrade to Lilith Bianca. So first of all, how do you like your Flair 58? It is something that it's a beautiful thing. By the way, Wipeout, if you would like to talk or see another coffee streamer who does things with the Flair 58, you should check out Spaceballs, which actually he's not in chat right now. Oh, he isn't. Well, here we go. There we go. You could check out his stream. He has a lot of really fun coffee toys, and he streams much more than I do, and does everything coffee. Okay. So coffee cherries. What are coffee cherries? So the coffee cherry is the portion of the coffee bean, or not the coffee bean. It's the portion of the coffee, kind of like the. Let's pull up a picture. Hang on. I can explain this better with pictures. So the bean is actually within the coffee cherry. So let's look at an anatomy of a coffee bean. Here we go. You probably can't see this because I have it off center. So let me just pull it in. All right. So we are going to do a little deep dive into plant biology. This whole thing is called a coffee cherry. It kind of looks like a cranberry. And inside is where the coffee bean lives. This kind of green gray thing is a little baby coffee bean. It's an unroasted coffee bean. And so the coffee cherry, the red fleshy part, is removed from the coffee bean So, okay, there's actually two things. If the coffee bean is going to be natural processed, then you would leave that coffee cherry on while it's drying, so you get some of the flavors of the coffee cherry imbued into the coffee bean. And it usually has a lot more kind of funky flavors sometimes, especially if you ferment that. But then what a lot of people, especially coffee purists, like is they like the washed processed coffee. Now, washed processed coffee is when they use like a machine and then lots of water to remove that cherry from the coffee bean before it dries. And so they'll like remove all of that, and then you're just left with the naked coffee bean, and then that goes and like dries, and then they do whatever with that, and there you're having, ideally you're just getting the flavor of only the coffee bean without any of the extra flavors from the cherry. So it's a different experience. They're both good in my opinion. So the coffee cherries, since they're kind of a waste product, people just dump them. But there's actually something, I can't remember if the cherry itself is called cascara or if that was a type of coffee. I don't remember. But do you guys remember when Starbucks, sorry to bring up Starbucks, they were doing the cascara latte? They were using at least like the essence or like the flavoring of the coffee cherry in their drinks, I believe. I could be getting that totally wrong. But anyways, that's what the coffee cherry is. You're going to chill with a caffeinated beverage? That sounds amazing, Glenn. I hope it's delicious. I know him already. Got through him to your channel. Oh my God. Okay, wait, maybe I missed you on his channel. It's a small world. There's a small, vibrant world of coffee people out here. You'd be interested to try a coffee cherry? Yeah, I'm imagining it would be pretty tart. Okay, so going back to our other window here. I think that's the other thing I kind of briefly wanted to mention. So when coffee plants, basically the production of caffeine is a defense mechanism by the plant to protect itself from insects. And so that's why you get a big concentration of caffeine in the bean, because the bean is sort of like, it's like the child. It's the progeny. Basically, without the bean, you get an end to the coffee, right? So the coffee plant wants to protect its bean, right? So all of the caffeine is concentrated in the bean, and most insects, they like take a little bite and they're like, ah, they die. There are some insects that have co-evolved with the coffee bean, and those are the coffee like bean borers. I don't know. They're these little disgusting beetles, and they drill holes into the coffee bean. I think it's the coffee berry borer. Is that what it's called? There's a really long name for it. Here's the really long name. Hypothenemus hempi. Okay, whatever. So let me pull up a picture of this lovely little juicy dude. Yeah, it's really disgusting. So here, I don't know if you guys can see that. Do you see, so there's the borer, it's disgusting. And then on the right, there is a picture of a coffee cherry, and inside is the bean, but the bean has been eaten by the coffee berry borer, and it's laid its little baby larvae in it, and now that bean is garbage. So this is one of the biggest problems that coffee producers have to deal with, is these little coffee berry borers. It's a big problem, and somehow they are not bothered by the high levels of caffeine in the bean. But yeah, so one thing is, like, I was talking about Robusta earlier, and Robusta, I believe, does it have a higher caffeine content? It might. Let's see. Robusta versus Arabica caffeine content. And of course, this is going to vary by separate varietals, but let me just see briefly. Robusta coffee does have more caffeine than Arabica coffee. Okay, Robusta coffee has about 2.7% caffeine content. Coffee beans have 2.7% caffeine content. Okay, that seems like a really weird way to measure caffeine content. Whereas Arabica coffee beans have about 1.5% caffeine content. I don't know why they chose, I wish they would use something like milligrams or something to define their caffeine content. But what I'm getting from this is that Robusta coffee seems to probably have twice as much caffeine as Arabica. And what I think the trade-off might be is that you're losing some of the delicious flavors that we have in the Arabica beans when you are becoming a more hearty, more caffeinated bean, because the Robusta beans do much better against various pests because they have that higher caffeine tolerance. They don't taste as good. They're not as attractive, so the insects are not as likely to go to them. This is mostly conjecture, but you know, I guess when we are thinking of how do we make a good coffee plant that survives pests, I think the big trade-off is flavor of the beans. And that's obviously not great because, for example, I was talking about how much I love Caturra. Well, this varietal, I think, is very sensitive to a lot of insect pests as compared to other coffee plants. And yet Caturra has such a lovely, delicate, fruity flavor. And you know, the trade-off is that it's going to be more sensitive to pests. So this is just something that we have to consider, especially I think when people start doing this lab-grown coffee stuff, you might be losing a lot of the natural flavors because there's going to be no selection for that anymore. If you're trying to make a hardier and hardier coffee plant. So Maverick, welcome in, and McScruff, oh my gosh, welcome to stream, y'all. It's so good to see you. So last night I was popping in McScruff's birthday stream. He was playing the highly unpopular game, which is actually, from him, and also from my watching it, I don't think it's a bad game at all. It's that The Day Before by Fantastic. So there was a big kind of uproar in the gaming community where people were like, The Day Before is a shit game, blah, blah, blah. But actually, when I was watching McScruff play, I thought it was a pretty dope game. So, you know, this is just to say that you shouldn't believe everything you hear on the internet. So McScruff, which I guess includes me, but McScruff is a lovely streamer. Go check out his channel. He's awesome. And he's been my dear mod for a very long time. You've been good. Just being working and studying nonstop. When are you finished with school, Scruff? They get high off the caffeine? I don't know if they get high. Too much caffeine is lethal. Scruff, so I know Scruff works currently in pharmacy and in real estate. He is a very busy person. A very, very educated person. Not gonna lie, I just want my coffee to be honest. This is sciencey BNS. Diatome's attack. Oh my gosh. First of all, thank you so much for that follow. Also, let's see, why don't we just make BT coffee? BT coffee. What is... Okay, I'm going to be quite honest. I do not know what BT coffee is. Also, Diatome's attack is a science streamer. Let me actually go here. I want to give out some shout outs. I have popped into your stream a couple times and I've lurked, but I will try to be a more active participant. Let's see if the shout outs work here.
With partial moderation.
Oh, you have a bike?
Cool. Or else I'll have to get my own sword out to stab people or make
Let me turn the volume up here.
Somebody else is here. So,
I don't know what's
what
happening in
I'm
that little jar.
stirring the sample with is just this thing, which is a pipette.
Are
but
those
I've cut the tip
diatoms?
of it
I'm
off,
just
that's
guessing.
because the board.
And I've actually
here
got
is
a special new
McScruff.
tool that I just got today.
McScruff was trying to brew
Is
coffee.
used to like froth up the creamer.
So this is really fun. He
it's
likes to
very,
make fun
very
of how I make coffee.
Hang on.
So his frothing method involves blowing bubbles, and it just about killed me. I was very sad and very amused, very amused. And then here's Kasinka. Thank you. Is Gear shouting everyone out? Kasinka is also, she will be streaming, she will be resuming her streaming journeys, and I recommend you give her channel a follow. She is a sweetheart.
You just have to get in here, get the key, and cut the power. Then sneak out into...
Oh my god. Okay, Diatomes, I know what you're talking about now. Also, this is Caffeinated Linux, who is our coffee and also our technology streamer. He does a lot of Linux coding from his name, as you could tell. Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly what is happening in this clip. It looks like he's ripping apart a laptop or a monitor or something. Can't really tell what it is. He actually just restarted streaming, so you guys should give him a little follow as well. So actually, going back to your comment, Diatomes, BT, so Bacillus thuringiensis. So there was a huge scandal, not really a scandal. There was a community of people who were complaining about BT coffee BT corn and other crops. And basically the big thing is that there's this toxin that's produced by bacteria. It's called Bacillus thuringiensis. And this toxin is, actually, hang on. Am I remembering this correctly? They were basically making plants produce the toxin that killed insects. And I think it was from Bacillus thuringiensis. Give me 1 second while I just go back to the internet where I find all of my answers. I was just letting words come out of my mouth. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So the BT toxins are produced by the soil bacteria Bacillus thuringiensis. Right. And so, yes, the toxin was called the cry toxin. Which is a fun little anecdotal title for the toxin. But what scientists did is they developed a way to make plants that are very important to us, like corn, produce this BT toxin, and then insects that would typically go after the corn, they would ingest these genetically modified corn plants, they would ingest the toxin, and then they would die. And it was a really nice way to reduce our amount of insecticides that we're using.
And it was a
oh
really
my
weird
god
dream.
Saint,
I feel like I just walked out of a dream, and it was a really weird dream.
Saint, thank you so much for gifting the how many subs? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 10.
I feel like I just walked out of a dream, and it
my
was
god.
a really weird dream.
All right, well, we are getting close to our coffee giveaway goal, so just saying.
I feel like I just walked
I
out of a
appreciate you, Saint.
And it was a really weird dream.
This alert is just gonna keep going. I'm sorry. Also, Jay Duarte, welcome to stream. Thank you so much for that follow. I hope you're doing fantastic today. Thank you for coming by.
I feel like I just walked out of a dream, and it was a really
okay, we're going
dream.
back to the other scene. We're going back to the other scene. Okay, so here is the window. I'm sorry, it's all askew now. But anyways, so they would create these plants that would produce the toxin, and then the insects would eat it. They wouldn't have to use so much insecticide, but people were freaking out. They were like, oh my god, I'm also injecting this toxin. But guess what, guys? The toxin is actually sensitive to the pH in our stomach. So even if you were consuming vast amounts of the toxin that would actually potentially be harmful to you, it's getting the toxin itself was getting inactivated in the acidity in your gut. So, but anyways, if you look at BT corn, for example, you get a lot of weird looking shit. Let's take a quick look. Oh my god. Let's see. There were people dressed up as corn, and they were like trying to destroy cornfields that had the BT corn. I don't know. You see a lot of very interesting stuff like here. Yeah, but that's, so the idea that Diatomes was presenting was, what if we made coffee beans also produce Bacillus thuringiensis toxin, which is an interesting idea. And actually, I don't know. I don't know if anyone has ever tested that. I also don't know if the BT toxin is actually lethal to the coffee berry borer. That would be probably the first thing we'd want to do, is see if the toxin actually killed the primary pests. You swear you're going to remove this clips mix graph? Don't remove it. Oh, that was a water bear stream. Oh, Diatomes. Wait, do you stream little water bears often? I've been trying to look for some. I also like to dabble in the microscopic arts from time to time. I was mostly going after freshwater specimens, and I cultured them for a very long time. My chat knows I had them for 3 months. I had a whole bunch of Paramecia and also some lovely worms. And what else did we have? A lot of things died, and then there was, of course, little bacteria that were surviving off all of the dead microorganisms that we had. But it was a very fun little experiment to see how long I could keep the paramecium alive. It's a highly technical process, to be sure. I'm surprised blowing bubbles would work well. Yeah, I know. Okay, scrolling down. I feel like it's been ages. Oh, Saint, I appreciate you. You are all legends. But we know you walked out of a dream. Yes. Yeah. Speaking of which, mine arrived on my mail today. Oh my god. So Plain Toast, I am so happy that you got the coffee. I recommend, if you have an espresso maker, do try the hologram as an espresso. It's also delicious as a pour over though. And it's also very resilient to being hacked apart in a blade grinder. So I would also not condemn you for using a blade grinder. I actually use a blade grinder at work, and I bring the hologram beans to work and just make my really quick pour over, and it's perfectly fine. It's about 80% of the corn in the US now. Oh, that's a cool statistic. I didn't know this. So wait, Diatomes, what is your background? Are you a microbiologist? I'm a oh, you answered it right there. I'm a micropaleontologist. A micropaleontologist? This is a term and a job title I have never heard of. You work in lakes and rivers. Sometimes I stream from my light microscope, but usually from my SEM, so the scanning electron microscope. So you get some very cool pictures then, or micrographs. Okay, when do you usually stream? I would love to see this. Life comes from death. Welcome to Earth. Yeah, this is true. We are all built on the, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't say we, but the cycle of death and life is that death and decaying matter supports the life that grows above it. Blade grinder. I will say, okay, I don't typically use a blade grinder at home, okay? I use a much more precise grinder. Can I post a link to my SEM Instagram? Of course, please do. Actually, you know what? It might not pop up in chat, so...
Why, hello, my little coffee bean.
You know what? I'm gonna go
Welcome to the Caffeine Club.
Because I can post it. Maverick, thank you so much for that 8 months. I appreciate it. Oh my god. All right, let's go to your page. Ooh. You did a music stream. Okay, and then I am guessing that the Instagram link is somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna actually hide this just in case one of my Instagrams comes up. Let's see. Follow me on Instagram. I will post. Okay. Wait, is there, so there's the plant. Oh, wow, these are beautiful pictures. Is there a, oh, your SEM, your lab's SEM Instagram. Okay, there's 2 Instagrams. I will do the SEM one. Oh my god. Okay, these are fantastic images. I can probably just show you guys now, but here is this. And let's share this window. And I will pull it over. And, oops. These are some amazing, amazing images. Guys, if you are interested in beautiful art and science, go check out Diatoms Attack's Instagram. This is really lovely. Wow. This is incredible. So where do you find most of your specimens? Is this like a marine? Are these mostly marine diatoms or freshwater diatoms? The textures are so cool. And the detail. This is really nice. Diatoms you ended up missing? Oh, right. Caffeinated Linux loves music streamers, so he will be sure to find you. Am I the only person here to add milk to coffee grounds and add water to make a coffee? Saying, wait. Do you brew your coffee in milk? Is this what you were saying? I've seen very interesting people do this on Reddit. Freshwater mostly, but some samples come from marine stuff. Wow. Well, that is very cool. Thank you for sharing that with us. I really like that. Okay. I think with our little plant article, we were mostly done. I don't know if there was anything else I wanted to mention from this company. You know, I will be keeping an eye on STEM. They're still a very new company, so it's, you know, let's see how their technology actually works. What they basically do, they grow the cells in a liquid suspension. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I mentioned this already. They can do it in 21 days where they can get a sufficient amount of biomass. Yeah. Oh, I think this is the most important takeaway that I want to leave you with. Actually, both of these are great questions that I want to leave you with. So the first question is, how does Stem's coffee compare to regular coffee made from ground roasted coffee beans? So they analyzed our coffee in 3 forms: the green coffee, the roasted coffee, and the brewed coffee, and it contained the key components that make coffee. But they don't necessarily exist in the same percentages as farm-grown coffee. And I'm sure that because this is an interview with the CEO, I'm sure they're being very, very, you know, they're going to be vague with the percentages. I would bet that the percentages are extremely low based off of the research paper that I saw they based this company off of. So I would hope that they are finding ways to improve things like caffeine content, which is, they do say it's quite low. It was very low. Of course, we can always maybe produce caffeine in bulk and add it in, but I don't think, you know, that's never a great thing when you open up your coffee and you see little white caffeine powder. I saw this once. I was drinking some coffee from what is that thing called? Death Wish coffee. And they had actually supplemented like little caffeine pearls, so little white bits of powder in their coffee, and it was really gross to me. It's just not natural to consume that much caffeine, but here they would need to add it to actually bring it up to the normal concentration of caffeine. The fats in their biomass were also quite low, which is not a good thing because fats are important for fixing the aroma. We also know that's important for things like mouthfeel and obviously taste and aroma. They kind of go hand in hand. We also noticed that the sugars are higher because of the growth media that we use, which is just standard growth media, as we haven't nailed down the specific media yet. That's very important. What kind of growth media do you choose? I know in the space of like sustainable meats, for example, like there's a company where they grow fat cells and then they use plant proteins, and they combine the animal fat cells that they grow in a very special media with the plant proteins to create this meat substitute. But it's because they put in all this extra work into making the perfect medium to grow those fat cells in that they are able to recapitulate real meat pretty well. But anyway, so the same problem is here where they're trying to pick a good media to grow their coffee cells in. But they're still new. And then when they roasted the coffee, there was a Maillard reaction, which I believe is when the sugars are burning and it makes that yummy taste. If you're a chef, you probably know more about this, or a chemist. So the coffee had toasted bread, malty, caramel, and sweet notes, which was a good thing, but it did not have the acidity and the complexity that we want. This was just a proof of concept, so it's very early days. How tunable is your process? Can you increase the fat or caffeine levels, for example? So they say that improved protocols of cell cultivation media could modulate the level of caffeine, maybe by adding in some of the like different components that go into making the yeah, I'm not sure how they are planning to do that. It's also much more difficult to modulate the fat of sugars this way, but we can also augment the product through materials in coffee waste, such as lipids, caffeine, and aromatic molecules. Interesting. I'm actually not sure how much lipid is left over in, and aromatic molecules are left over in the coffee waste. So it seems like they're going to have to do a lot of work on this. This also means we can say our product is 100% from coffee genetically and that any added flavors are from coffee waste. So I'm going to be honest, that sounds really disgusting to me. I don't want to go and drink coffee waste. So you guys know I like trying weird things, and I have 100% tasted my coffee waste. And it is not nice. It's not good. It's just nasty. So I'm not sure what they're implying here when they say they want to take the flavors from coffee waste, which are not good. Usually you're going to get a lot of like bitter, like tanniny stuff from the coffee waste. Interesting. All right. Well, anyways, so that's the company STEM. I do think it's great that they are really thinking about the future of coffee and how to make coffee production, like what kind of coffee substitute can we use in the future that is still from the coffee plant. I think it's a very cool concept, and I do hope that they, maybe tweak a couple things and they find success, and I would definitely try their coffee product, whatever that might be. Anyways, let's catch up on some chats. You do brew your coffee in milk, Saint. Why? You gave me flashbacks when I tried to brew a V60 with milk. Regrets? Wipeout. Why? Okay, because what I'm thinking of, when you heat milk up, you're going to get some of the fats that kind of clump together, and then they just kind of form a sticky residue. And also like cleaning your equipment after all the time, getting that milk off there, that's gotta suck. I just feel like a degen amongst these coffee peeps. I'm desperately trying to think of something awful I've done recently to make you feel better, Saint, but I'm really struggling. So far, I've been pretty perfect. This is true. As long as you're enjoying your coffee, all is fine. Earlier, I heard you talking about Robusta. I'm actually looking for a good, hopefully specialty Robusta to make a Vietnamese style coffee with. I recently picked up a fin. What is a fin? Also, I don't know of any good Robustas, but have you heard of... Oh, it's a fin filter. Let's look at a fun picture. Okay, I've seen people making Vietnamese coffee with this. It looks really cool. If you guys want to know how to use it, you can look up like how to make real Vietnamese coffee. There is a type of coffee that has a very distinct flavor, and it's from the Philippines. I'm going to just do a quick little Google search for it. It's called like Barako, and it's called Kapeng Barako. I'm going to just link the Wikipedia page and you guys can look at it. It is very strong, really hits you in the mouth, quite literally. Oh, that's my Wikipedia page. Okay. Yeah. It's known as Barako coffee. It's grown in the Philippines, and oh, yeah. Wipeout. You mentioned Café Liberica. I am such a dunce. I did not realize that that is the same thing as Barocco coffee. Yeah, there's a coffee place actually that I have gone to, and they specialize in brewing the Capping Barocco or Cafe Liberica coffee, and it is very, very, very strong. I think it might pair really well with the sweetness of Vietnamese coffee, so you could definitely try it. But yeah. Anyways, there's a reason it's called waste. Yes, I know. Why do none of these coffee scientists not know how to smile? Because they don't want people to see their teeth that are probably super brown and stained from drinking too much coffee. Which that's why I have the reflective light, so you guys can't see how stained my teeth actually are. Why? Stupid trend on Reddit. Oh my god, so okay, see Wipeout, this is where I saw the milk brewing technique for coffee. It was on Reddit, and I saw all these idiots pouring, I'm sorry Saint, they were pouring milk into their coffee machines and then heating it up, and the milk was just like in there with the coffee, and then the worst people would pour caramel into the basket, and that sticky caramel is probably gunking up your machine. It's just really silly. I was just reminded of that time when a friend from high school tried putting soda through a coffee machine. It did not end up well, and that was like 15 years ago. Caffeinated Linux. Your friend was ahead of the times. Do you know what I saw recently on Reddit? This woman filled her coffee basket with some type of gummy candy, and she poured vodka into the water holder, and then she brewed this hot vodka over her candy, and it came out in this really colorful drink mix, and then she poured it on some ice, and she was like, oh my god. We've actually seen this video together. There was a night when I was doing a weird Reddit search. We were just looking through Reddit together, and I showed you guys this video, so if you remember it, you know what I'm talking about. It's so dumb. So dumb. Apparently there are no GMO coffees on the market, but there are some coffees that claim to be non-GMO, which is meaningless marketing. Don't you just love that? Oh my god. We don't genetically modify coffee yet, and yet people just slap that non-GMO on there, crank up the cost by like an extra $1, and that's how you sell coffee for more money to people. It's a bootleg Cafe Lot robot. Oh, did it survive your experimentation Wipeout? What's a bootleg Cafe Lot robot? What does that mean? Did you like build this in your basement? I meant to ask, are you going to TwitchCon Spain this year? Oh my. I am not going to TwitchCon. I know, Saint. I know you were did you go to the Vegas TwitchCon? I'm going to be quite honest with you guys, and I've mentioned this before. I would never actually pay Twitch to go to their conference because, yeah, I just think it's kind of silly. But I would always be down to meet people outside of the conference. But I haven't made plans to go to any of them because they always align really poorly with scheduling things for my school stuff. So I just don't do it. The dentist does a pretty good job of getting rid of any stains. Yeah, no, I recently went to the dentist and they spent a really long time cleaning my teeth because of all the caffeine stains. Oh my lord. Now you know another reason I've deleted Reddit. You deleted Reddit. Oh, I am so proud of you, Bacon Fish. I used to spend so much time going through Am I the Asshole page and TikTok cringe and Idiots in Cars. Those were my 3 most read subreddits. It's quite embarrassing. Now I use my Reddit app to go and look at what people are posting in the science page. And I'll be honest, it's a lot of bullshit. But there's also some interesting stuff like actually relevant science, but there's a lot of clickbaity titles. I feel like Reddit is just full of clickbait now, and it's really, really dumb. Starbursts and vodka through the coffee maker. Yes, Ender. Yes, that was that video. So you have, how I make coffee is so different to you. Saint, I will stop giving you shit about it. I like your Rally Girl impression, Dr. Caff. Maverick. I have to rein it in. I've never tried it, but I've seen multiple people do it. Oh, please don't try it. It's really dumb. Did you have to apply some holy water to your eyes? No, actually, I just ran my eyes underneath the eye wash machine in the lab, which hasn't been cleaned in years. No, just kidding. The con. Wait, what? Oh, screw the conference. Oh, a meetup. Yeah. I'd go to TwitchCon just to hang out at the Kappa Cabana stage all day. What is the Kappa Cabana stage? Also, do you know who was at TwitchCon this year who's really cool? A big fan from afar is Mahoodles. Oh, I can't actually... Wait, yeah, I can't actually... I don't think she follows me. That's sad. No, she does follow me on Instagram. Anyways, Mahoodles is a amazing streamer. I actually don't know. How do I shout out people who are not in the chat right now? I don't know. Well, here's her username. She represented, along with several other really amazing science streamers, she represented a bunch of science streamers at the TwitchCon, and it was really cool. And she did a panel about like what it's like to stream science on Twitch, which I thought was quite fun. But yeah, she was at TwitchCon this year. If farmers are breeding coffees, selecting for particular flavors, for example, they are genetically altering their plants. If you are very correct, they're selecting for certain genes. Oh, just type twitch.tv. Oh my gosh. This is now we're gonna see if I can spell her name. Yes, there we go. Thank you. I forgot you could do that. Anyways, all right. So we have done, let's see. Are we going to go, what should we do? Yeah. Shall we make some espresso? I'm going to hide this little window capture here. I'm debating. We could either make espresso or we could also do science chats. How long have I been streaming for? 1 hour and 40 minutes. That is a very long time. It's a very long time. You guys can see my messy desk now. I think we're gonna just... Did you drink my tea? I still have my tea. It's very, very gross. I think I will make an espresso and then we will do a science chat. I read this really cool paper. I feel like it's gonna take forever to get through the paper. It's 7 figures from Cell, and oh my god, I could tell that they put at least 2 years of work into figure 1. It's such a dense paper, but it's also just super cool and fun and visually beautiful. I am listening. It's very cold. Also, I think I'm finally warmed up now. It did warm me up. I was very cold before I started stream, but now I'm a little toastier. So we're gonna make some espresso. We'll do some science chats, and then after that we might do some game streams. So yeah, that is what we're going to do. Don't apologize. I needed to do it. I needed to rip the band-aid. This is quite true. Okay. Okay, so if you guys have not seen my coffee maker before, this is the Flare. It is a manual lever press machine. I know it doesn't look like much, but I can assure you it makes espresso. It comes with a portafilter, which is the basket that holds the espresso grounds. And it also comes with a brew head, which is a chamber that holds hot water. It's also pressurized. I know there's a hole in it, but we have a little pressure gauge that we pop into the hole, and then that it has a little seal, and it is basically it's basically sealed pretty well. So this holds the water, and then we have our grinder. This is my fancy grinder. I don't actually use a blade grinder to make espresso. That would be awful. Ghost Flame, make sure you make extra iced coffee for Beck. You know, Ghost Flame, I am still very, very upset at you because you told me that Beck liked iced coffee. So I'd always go into Beck's stream and I'd be like, oh, Beck, do you have an iced coffee right now? I know you love it so much. And she's like, no, I don't. So I was very upset at you for telling me that. And yes, Saint, it would be really nice to meet you at some point too. I have had the pleasure of meeting several people from my Twitch chat, and you guys are so cool. I always worry that when I meet people, I'm going to be extremely awkward and weird because I am a really awkward and weird person sometimes. But I think most of y'all would agree that I'm not too awkward in person. So yes, this is the JX Pro. This cost about $180, but it is a very good investment if you don't want to spend a ton of money on a very expensive coffee grinder. There's actually ones that are way more expensive, and if you are in the specialty coffee world, if you watch Spaceballs, you will know that some people spend a lot of money on their coffee gear.
It is what it is, right? But
Plain toast.
It was prescribed by doctors to take care of your cough and
Thank you for shouting out Plain Toast. Wait, Plain Toast, have you gone live recently? I thought I gave you a follow, but then I didn't see an alert. Let me see. Yes, I follow you. Let me see. Did you go live recently? 2 years ago. Oh my god. I don't know why I just took on a British accent. I think I saw your hat and it made my British side come out, which isn't non-existent. We're here for the awkward and weird. Okay. All right. So what we will do first is we're going to be grinding up our beans. But before we do that, we need to preheat our brew head and our portafilter because this is a manual machine. We can't do that because the machine has no way of heating these components. Now, a lot of people, or at least what I saw when I first got the machine, is that people would heat this up by simply pouring hot water and kind of soaking this in a bowl of hot water. It was incredibly inefficient. So there's a better method, and I don't remember where I saw it or if I just kind of made it up. But basically, you take a strainer that fits over the top of your electric kettle, and you just plop it there, and the steam will preheat your brew head and your portafilter. Steam is much hotter, and also you can just let it keep going and going, and it does a much more efficient job at heating up my components. So we're going to get these heating up, and then we're going to grind our coffee beans. Okay, so the beans I am using today, these are called Yajoa. They are a single origin Honduras coffee. I had some hair stuck to me. They're from Verve. They are a little bit old, I realized. They're from October 13th. That's the roast date. And generally, I would say the prime time to use them would have been early November. But I think they're still fine, and they've tasted pretty good. I did notice today when I made my first latte earlier this morning, they tasted really burnt, which was a little bit, not burnt, they just tasted bitter. Kind of. Like I felt like my extraction was a little off. So because of that, what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to, I think I had ground them too finely. So I'm going to just adjust this, and hopefully this will be okay. Finally, I have a fun little scale. This is called the Weightman. The Weightman is a off-brand scale that I bought off Amazon for $12. It's really nice because it does have a little built-in timer. The only complaint I have with it is that it is not good at measuring really tiny differences in weight. I was trying to measure half a gram once, and it just was like struggling, and I did not think it was accurate at all. So that's my really only major complaint, but it gets me in the ballpark of where I want to be, so that's fine. So I have my little measuring cup, and basically we just pour the beans in. I like to use 18 grams. That's my standard recipe. 18 grams of beans and then 45 grams of water out. Slightly over 2 to 1. If you like shorter shots, you could pool like 30 grams. I generally just kind of forget to stop, and so 45 grams is kind of where I go. Actually though, it might be interesting, since I was having trouble with that kind of bitter over extracted taste, I might just pool a short shot today. So maybe something like 30 grams out. So it'll be less volume, but it should have a more of the acidic and hopefully sweeter profile that these beans claim to have. The tasting notes are red apple, apricot, and caramel, and it is a light roast, so I expect very juicy things and very kind of tart flavors from these beans. Oh no, I just deleted my chat. No, just kidding. You guys are still there. It's all good. I can't believe that the US doesn't have a kettle most of the time. Oh no, people do have kettles, I think. If you're a coffee brewer, I guess it's because most people I know brew coffee and they all have kettles. Most people microwave their water though, if I'm going to be truly honest. I think a lot of people just use the microwave, or they, like my grandmother, she boils her water in a pot on the stove, like the olden times. You haven't streamed in a couple of weeks, but I will be again soon. The clip is from 2 years ago. Oh, as I don't have a lot of clips. I see. Oh, well, I will have to try to catch you. I'm not always on Twitch, but I do try to keep an eye on who's live. How long it does to preheat? How long does it take to preheat? So actually, you'll notice that I keep having to reset it. So one of the big complaints that I have with the Brewista, and I realize that for most people this isn't a complaint, but rather an excellent feature, is that when it reaches the boiling temperature, it automatically shuts off. Now, for proper preheating, what I want the kettle to do is I want it to keep boiling so that I get a nice constant steam bath. But the barista will not stay on. So I have to constantly let it wait, it'll reach 100 degrees Celsius, then it stops, then I have to wait until it drops to 98 degrees Celsius, then I push it again, and then it steams again, and it's really annoying. My cheap old kettle that I had just kept boiling nonstop, and I really liked that. Your barista doesn't stop boiling? Or it never shuts off? Are you serious? Maybe I'm not using it correctly. It keeps shutting off. Are you using the hold button? I am using the button that I don't know if it's the hold button. I don't think I'm using the full boil button, because the hold button is the one where you set it to a specific temperature. But I'm using the one that the instruction manual told me was for just boil. But the thing is it just reaches 100, boils for like a few seconds, and then shuts off. Am I supposed to use the hold button for that? Oh my god, am I learning about my thing? Hang on. So no matter what I push, including the hold button, oh, just do like 97 on hold? Okay, because I don't think it's not allowing me to hold it at 100. I'll try the lower temperature. That might be good. It's just really annoying because it keeps beeping really loudly, and I hate that so much. Yes, I know I'm from the US, but I like to use Celsius, okay? Okay, Celsius is just, it makes more intuitive sense to me. I honestly don't pay attention to Fahrenheit at all. Your fellow Stag EKG has a hold temp switch. So do you hold it just below a boil then? Brewista, give me the old boil a kettle in the UK type of coffee, please. I know. To be quite honest, the Brewista is meant for people who really care about their pour-overs. I don't care about pour-overs that much. I'm more of an espresso person. So for me, the hold temp doesn't matter as much. Our beans are a little stuck. Your Cuisinart kettle that you use for teas and hot chocolate in my room also has a hold option. Okay. Okay. Mr. Dobolino, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the stream. Yes, this is a coffee channel. We do coffee things here. What kind of coffee do you like to drink? You're waiting for the shaky arms coffee press? Oh, you'll get that. I'm also, I'll take a really nice, like, I'll put my camera underneath so you guys can see the espresso coming out. I was like, what do I call that? I don't even know. All right, so we have our grounds. You can't really see it. It's quite dark. We're going to go ahead and put this on our portafilter with our little dosing thing to make sure I don't spill grounds everywhere. I do spill things very frequently, but we won't spill anything today, right? You like pour overs every morning? Every morning? What does the quotations mean? Sometimes you need coffee more than once a day, right? And the occasional espresso. What kind of beans do you prefer? Are you a light medium roast or dark roast kind of person? So the hand grinder I am using, I am a little biased. It is my favorite hand grinder. You can see it's actually quite dirty, and it does have some retention issues, which are actually mostly my fault, and I actually should really clean it because I'm looking at it and it has a really solid coat. I don't clean this very often at all, but this is the Onesie Presso JX Pro, and I love it. For something that I don't clean that often, it works really well. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put this into our little thing. You guys can, I apologize, it's a very small desk space here. Okay, sometimes we get a little static retention in the cup. Now, I know that real espresso people like to squirt their beans with a little bit of water to break that static. I don't do that because, quite honestly, when I make I make an espresso every morning. That's all I drink. I do pour over sometimes if I'm really lazy, but in the morning I just don't have the patience to like squirt my beans and then do all that. Smile. So yeah, I'm actually using the hold temp at 97 and it's working pretty well, so I don't have to freak out about it all the time. You like light mostly? Occasional medium. Ah, okay. I approve. I also love light roasts and medium. I feel like so I actually used to like dark roast coffee back before I was enlightened, literally. And now when I try a dark roast coffee, I just cannot drink it because it tastes so burnt and so unpleasant in the mouth. So I just don't do dark roast anymore. And I've been going lighter and lighter. I feel like at some point I'm going to swing back to like mediums. But most of my favorite coffees are light roasts. I recently tried a really fun coffee from Black and White, which was through CoffTea actually, and they had this like light medium fermented roast that was delicious. I am forgetting the name of it though, so I'll have to find that later. Something that helps is spritzing the beans before grinding. Yes, Linux. Yes, I know. I should just get a little, I used to have a little spray bottle that I would use, but then guess what? I would forget to change the water out, and we all know that at some point microorganisms are going to grow in the water, so that kind of freaked me out, and I just decided to completely toss it, or not toss it, I just dried it out and put it away. I'm not that wasteful. I need you to send me coffee. I have no standard when it comes to espresso. So here's the thing. Well, Saint, do you have an espresso maker? Also, something that I was thinking about doing for our future giveaways, if it's ever possible, is I would love to send people CoffTea coffee, because CoffTea, basically they're a company that, and I'm not sponsored by them at all. I am trying to maybe convince them one day, but basically they will brew the coffee. They have a standardized way of doing it, and they take specialty coffees and they brew them there in their like factory or whatever, and then they flash freeze them. They ship you the flash frozen capsule. All that you have to do is pour X amount of hot water on the little capsule, and then it will taste basically exactly how a properly brewed cup of that specialty coffee should taste. So that in that way, it's ensuring that whoever drinks it is getting the full like experience that you would expect when you're drinking specialty coffees. But yeah, I am still trying to figure that out with them. Okay, so now I'm doing a lot of shaking the grounds down just because there's a lot, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use my little leveler. I also have a tamper on the other side. You love Onesie Presso, and you have 2 of their grinders. Ooh. Still cleaner than your frother. All right, bacon fish. Calm down. There's a little ground sticking to this. Let's see. I saw a comment about WDT. Where was it? Oh, hang on. Wipeout said there is a subject recently that spraying beans improves grind consistency, not only eliminating static. Oh, wait, who is saying this? I honestly haven't watched a lot of recent videos from James Hoffman, Lance Edrick, Prometheus. I have not been keeping up with my coffee instructors. So I don't know what's going on in the world of coffee really at the moment. Did you read the recent paper about the WDT helping with extraction as well as static? So WDT, the process of just removing the clumps, I mean, for me, I was always doing WDT to improve extraction. I didn't really consider it for static because, I mean, yes, technically you're breaking apart little clumps that are sticking together, but still I would expect that the biggest benefit of kind of stirring your grounds and breaking up clumps is to make the extraction better. But I'm curious about what this paper is. I do really enjoy reading coffee papers. There are a couple labs in Australia that specifically study better ways to brew coffee, and they do a whole bunch of random stuff. Like, for example, they use this thing. It's called a sorry, what am I? Oh, yes. There was this paper where they sonicated coffee, and it actually increased the extraction, and it extracted the more favorable components of the coffee bean, not really the tannins. And so sonicated coffee was actually really good tasting, apparently. But of course, that's not really economically feasible. Full City is my favorite. Full City Roast. Which I've never heard of them. What part of the country is that from? I always spritz my beans with some water even when making pour overs because I hate cleaning up the mess that comes from staticky coffee. All right, you guys have convinced me. Well, I will be trying. I'll try some of the spritzing. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. James Hoffman did a recent video on it. All right, guys. Oh, you meant RDT. Oh my god, I don't even know what RDT is. Is that spritzing? Is that the new acronym for spritzing water on your beans? I will watch it. I'll have to watch it. Instructions are unclear. Sprayed beans with WD-40. If imagine that. Oh, McAsperger. What a lovely, lovely name. Welcome in. There's nothing more precious than a baby's laughter. You know, I don't know whether to be endeared by this comment or slightly creeped out. Not at 3 a.m. when you don't have kids. When you don't have kids. Go to that link. Oh, I can't. So the thing is, you should post the link in the Discord. I have links turned off in chat. Okay, so our brew head has just finished heating, so we're gonna put that brew head on top of our puck, which is now full of our coffee, and then we're gonna pull the shot, and I will put a camera underneath so you can see the espresso as it makes its journey out of the coffee puck and into my little glass. It'll be magical, I promise. Oh shit, I just missed that alert. Who followed? Wait, it's not popping up. Whoever just followed, thank you for the follow. I was not looking at my screen and I don't see it updating on my mini feed, which is clearly trash. All right, so we now have the brew head on here. It's really hot, like the metal is piping. You don't want to touch it with your bare hands unless you want a tiny burn. All right, and then we're gonna pour our hot water in. We put the metal screen on the grounds of coffee to protect them from the onslaught of hot water I'm pouring on top. We pour straight up to get any air bubbles out. Some of the water will start to seep through. I did fill this a little bit too high, I know. While this is sitting here, I'm gonna go put some milk in the microwave because I am making a latte and we want to have that frothed, delicious milk. Okay. I am sitting back here because I'm going to keep my mic out of the way because I always knock things over with it. We are going to be pooling a shot. Currently, I microwave my milk because I use a hand frother. It's from Subminimal. Oh, hi there. See, it's nice that you stopped by. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time too. But I'm going to pull the shot. You're going to see the espresso come out of the bottom of this. It's going to be really fun. And then we're going to froth the milk, and I'll show you the frother I use. It's not a standard frother, but it's also pretty affordable. So if you don't have a fancy espresso machine, you don't need to spend a lot of money on the frother. It is more than $10 though, but less than 50. I mean, it might be 50 now, but it's less than 50. Do you thumb your left click hand? What? Oh no, I am right-handed, if that was the question. This is a dynamic shot. Yeah, there might be movement. One day Caff will clean the frother, but it is not this day. So actually, Wipeout, I might be getting a French press soon. You froth with a French press? I was gonna try it just to see. I know it's an art to get the proper texture with a French press. How do you like frothing with a French press? I know that's a pretty challenging thing, potentially. So that was trash. That was absolute garbage. I'm absolutely peeved. For those of you who are kind of new to the espresso making world, you might not have noticed what I am super pissed off about. There were squirters. There were a number of squirters suggesting that my puck prep was not up to snuff. And basically, also, there was a major slant in the stream of the espresso as I was pooling, which indicates that... Hang on, let's move this out of the way. Which basically, yes, the coffee is spraying, which is not great. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to let this cool a bit. This is about 30 grams. I did go slightly over because I wasn't paying attention and I started my scale a little bit late. But we will try this after I let it cool for a moment, and we'll get the milk first and we'll froth the milk, and then I will pour some really atrocious latte art, most likely, which should be fun. You're having a bad coffee day. I know. Last weekend when I made a shot on here, I put cardamom into my espresso and I thought it was going to be a disaster. Pulled the best shot I have ever pulled on stream. It was gorgeous. It was so aesthetic and it tasted amazing. I mean, you can't ask for more than that. This one is not that aesthetic. I don't know if it tastes good, and it looked like shit when I pulled it. So yeah. Yeah, and I was shaking. All right, I need more arm days. All right, so I'm curious, do any of you guys want to know what the waste tastes like? So this is the secondary fraction of the espresso shot. That is basically, it's the water that's going through the grounds that have already kind of extracted the good stuff in, presumably, into this cup. So what's left over is probably not good stuff, but we don't know. You know, you can't judge something until you taste it. So what I'm going to do real quick is I am going to taste this coffee, the wastewater, as we say, as I say, because I made that up, and it's probably going to be really disgusting, but you know what? We're going to just try it anyways and see what happens. So how I would describe the experience I just had was when you drink the wastewater of your espresso, what you're ultimately tasting are the residual tannins and like, I don't know what other compounds are in the coffee that make it so goddamn bitter, but it's like licking a chalkboard. No, what is something that's really, really bitter? It's not as bad as that tea that I tried brewing in the espresso thing. I tried to brew green tea in here, and I put 4 packs of green tea leaves into my grinder, into my JX Pro, ground them up, put them into this thing, extracted it, drank it willy-nilly, and it was the worst experience I've ever had in my life. It was painful. My tongue curled up. I could feel the taste buds dying off my tongue. It was absolutely disgusting. Yes, I'm punishing myself for a bad pool. So basically, I just want to say, don't drink the wastewater from your espresso. It's really nasty. And with that, I'm going to go get the milk. Drinking expired Guinness? Ew! Yeah, I think it's akin to that. Licking a pavement, a sidewalk, those are all gross things. Although I feel like a pavement might actually taste good. Wastewater is like tasting Starbucks. To be quite honest, I would say Starbucks tastes slightly less bitter than what I just tasted. Even a bad coffee day is better than a good tea day. This is very true. This is very true. That tea was also like a year past date as well, ma'am. It was actually from 2014 Bacon Fish. It was quite old. All right, so we're gonna froth our milk now. So the thing is, I use whole milk. So what we get from the whole milk is this little dangly bit. This is called the milk fat. I don't really like wasting this. So normally if this wasn't a stream, I would eat it, but that's kind of gross. So I'm going to put it in my trash can. So now we have removed the fat from the milk. You don't want the milk fat to remain because it will tangle about your little frother and it will make an even greater mess. At least a year. Yeah, it's super ew. Eat the milk booger. I'm kind of weird. I actually like the taste of milk boogers. Okay. We're going to taste this espresso. We're going to taste this. I don't have a spoon to stir, so don't judge me for not stirring. I heard from a James Hoffman video, you're not supposed to swirl. I did not actually watch that video. I just looked at the front of it and it said don't swirl. And I was like, oh my God. So we're going to take a sip of this. Yeah. So that is not bitter. It's very tart. It is like a warm, sweet juice. Imagine microwaving like lemon juice and cocoa powder. It tastes like microwave lemon juice with cocoa powder, but the lemon juice isn't that sweet, so there seems to be like a little bit of like honey syrup, something like that in there, kind of offsetting that tanginess, but it is very tangy, and I'm definitely getting a very like, whoa, this is a light roast. But it's also very mild, and the aftertaste resembles butter. I'm getting a very buttery finish on that. When I like rub my tongue on the roof of my mouth, I taste the butter from whatever this is. Or that could just be like my mouth. The roof of my mouth tastes like butter. Oh yeah, lemony cocoa. Okay, so now we've tasted our espresso. It is sufficient. It's fine. It's doable. We'll live. We're going to go ahead and we're going to froth our milk. So again, I've preheated this milk for 1 minute and 20 seconds in the microwave. This is approximately, do we have mils on here? Does it tell me? Yeah, this, I don't have a measuring line in here, but we do have a little indentation here. I don't know how many mils that is, but we're right about at this indentation. We're going to use our little hand frother. Magic Lord, hello, welcome to stream. How are you? It's so good to see you here. We're going to go ahead and froth. So this is from Subminimal. It is battery powered, and it has a fun little clicky button. This is the version 2, so they improved their button ergonomics. So now you just click once and the button, it stays on. You don't have to hold the button down. That was really painful before. My biggest complaint with this device is that it uses a lot of battery power. It takes 2 AA's, and those 2 AA's, I have rechargeable ones. At this point, they last me 1 week, and then I have to recharge them. So it's a very short life. The problem is if the batteries get a little weak, you can definitely notice it in the speed or in the rotation of the frother. You don't have a nice vortex that forms, and therefore your you aren't able to get the proper milk texture. Usually what happens when my battery is dying is I will get really thin milk, or it'll get really airy and bubbly because I'm trying to like froth it more, and then I accidentally introduce too much air. So the batteries need to be pretty fresh, and they only last for about a week. So it's really problematic. Sir tea time! Sir tea time. Oh my god. It is not my birthday. It is not my birthday. Become a food is only relevant to RimWorld, my dear friend. But bacon fish will eat you. No, so become a food, become a colonizer. Those are all relevant to my RimWorld game. I have a colony right now dedicated to my stream chat. All of you can become a little food, or you can become a colonizer, a colonist in my colony. And then we'll see how long you survive under my rule of the colony. All right, so we're getting, hopefully, good texture. I like to make weird noises that sound like a dying bird sometimes. It's really fun. Okay. So then, to get rid of all the disgusting milk bits left on here, we do clean it with some hot water. All right. So we're going to pour the hot water on there. Styles! You have to murder my bed with my spine now. That doesn't sound that great. You'll catch the rerun of this VOD, particularly the science part. Yes, so we are going over a really cool paper that I'm sorry, Styles. It's really Styles' inspiration that led me to want to talk about this paper. And Styles, I will try to make a VOD of it and put it on YouTube as soon as possible. I know, I'm sorry. Okay. So now I'm gonna pour the latte. All right. Good night, Styles. You weren't Styles. I hope that your pain isn't too bad and that you get some good rest. I forgot to turn on autofocus, so I'm trying to show you guys how the milk pouring turned out, but I'm also having a bit of a struggle here. So give me a second while I turn autofocus back on. There we go. So that should hopefully... Yeah, so I did try to pour something. As you can see, it did not quite turn out as anticipated. Looks like kind of a squished heart. Actually, it should look a little bit better. I don't know why. It looks better in person, I swear. Yeah, I don't know. It's looking kind of bad right here. Turn this off. Julian Berg, welcome to stream. How are you? Yes, you may share how to make your coffee. I love hearing about it. Some people have really, really weird coffee drinks or ways of making coffee, which I really love. Sir Tea Time! I guess I will use my beans on a frozen mudslide. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know what a frozen mudslide is. What is that? Also, Sir Tea Time, I can't make the drink right now. Usually when people do redeem my drink, I have to make it at a later time. So if you want, I can give your beans back, especially something that involves freezing. It's an alcoholic beverage. Oh, okay. We could make that. Just let me know. Let me know what I need to make. I'll let you know when I make it on stream. Modern art. It is modern art. This is true. It's a drink. No, yeah, no, you can make it. Okay, let me Google what a frozen mudslide is. Oh no, my uh-oh. Okay, give me one moment. We are having secondary camera problems. We are having some camera problems. There we go. It's auto-focusing now. So it looks like my, let's go back. Yep, the GoPro is overheating. I am going to turn off the GoPro because it is not happy with me right now. It likes to freeze when it gets too hot because I just plug straight in, so the battery tends to warm up a bit. So Julian, you take instant espresso, you put some into your Zoji Rushi. What's a Zoji Rushi? That sounds like mushrooms. Sometimes I throw a tea bag into it, and then I fill it up with hot tap water. I am the scum in the coffee world. So I am assuming that a Joji Rushi is a fancy type of mushroom. So you take a mushroom cap, you scrape out the little like insides. Oh, a Joji Rushi is a rice cooker? Shut up. You make a rice cooker's worth of coffee? I feel like you're trolling me. Nobody does that. Wait, but it's not. They make both? Oh, it's a thermos type of thing. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Wow. Sir Tea Time leading me astray. Okay, the thermos makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot of sense. What is the purpose of the tea, may I ask? That seems like an interesting choice. I don't know if I would make that choice, but it sounds good. You know what? I might put tea in my next espresso shot just to try it. Ooh, speaking of instant espresso, there is a really good instant espresso powder that I highly recommend. It's so good. It's hazelnut flavored. So under my bed, I store many things. And one of those things that I store is espresso powder. I know this looks like drugs, but I swear it's not. This is, what is this? I can't read the brand is by Yardine, which is a Korean instant coffee brand. It comes in a cute little pack. It's called Hazelnut, which is sadly really difficult to read. But basically, this is the teeniest but most concentrated amount of dehydrated espresso, and it has the essence of hazelnut. It is just so delicious. I really, really, really love this. Also, Pizza Griller. Hello there, Pizza. Welcome in, my dear little mod. Also, Wipeout. Thank you so much. Have a nice time wiping out. Have a good sleep. And it was fun chatting about coffee with you, and I appreciate you being here for the convo. It's a coffee tea. It's CoffTea. I have never heard of CoffTea. Hang on. I'm gonna Google this. I need to clean off my desk. I cannot reach my keyboard. CoffTea. Whoa, it's a real thing. Okay, I'm gonna read this. Enhance your friend's coffee with tea. Wow, that sounds like something that you would... Why would you do it to your friend? Also, why does this tea look like weed? Mixing your favorite tea with a BFF's favorite coffee? Why does it have to be your
hello,
friend?
my little
Why
coffee
don't you
bean.
have friends?
Welcome to the Caffeine Club.
Maybe even sacrilegious. Tea is so magical. Or should I say steeping in? Right? Well, maybe not, but it does spark curiosity. You know what? Let me show you guys this article. This is just ludicrous. Look, it looks like weed. Look at that. Not that I know what weed looks like. I don't know what it looks like. I swear. It looks like tea for sure. Definitely. Okay. CoffTea can open your world to a new special treat for your morning or afternoon pick-me-up. This drink is best suited for those who enjoy both beverages or simply want to add a unique flavor to their coffee without sugar-filled syrups or questionable ingredients. The coffee and tea aficionados may already be in on this trend. This was written in 2017, by the way. In fact, there are companies that are already working together on blending the two for their individual health benefits. Since both tea and coffee contain different micronutrients and antioxidants, it is time that these two very popular beverages get together. Oh my God, we're gonna make babies. This is exciting. Clueless about coffee? Here are the basics. Oh God, I don't need to read that. I know all about coffee. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. How do I mix this stuff? Does your friend have a French press? That would work. The tea and coffee can go in there together, and it will allow the tea to steep in the water with the coffee. If there's a desire to use a drip coffee maker, you will need to keep the coffee and tea separate. Place the tea in a strainer, infuser, or bag in the drinking cup and the coffee in the filter. Then brew as usual. If your friend is the kind of person... Why is there a friend? We don't need a friend. This is getting weird. If your friend is the kind of person who only gets their coffee out of cafes, consider buying or lending them a tea strainer pot such as this one, or refillable disposable tea bag filters. This is also an acceptable way to create a CoffTea blend. No matter what you use to get the nutritious goodness from the CoffTea, you will need to be aware of measurements and water temperature. For each roast and blend, neither coffee nor tea enjoys boiling water, so be wary and generous to not overcook or burn the little beans or leaves. Keep the water between 170 or 205 degrees Fahrenheit, because we don't use Celsius here because we're heathens. Coffee prefers 195 to 205. Okay, blah, 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 blah. But how much water? How much coffee? How much tea? Well, the best guide is still the label on your loose leaf tea and coffee, because it will depend on the grind and leaf. A good starting point to use is if you tend to use a big 16-ounce mug, is 2 tablespoons each of ground coffee and loose leaf tea. Using a scale is more accurate. Okay. All right. Well, there's other things in this article. I don't know. I'm sorry. I picked the first article that I saw on the internet, and this is what I... Oh, God. I don't know what I just... Let's put the picture back. I like the picture. It's really cute. Oh my God. Okay, let me catch up with chat. I'm feeling like there's a lot of anger or feelings in chat. Iron Cujo, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Brandon Halcyon. I am so sorry I missed that. I was deep down a rabbit hole. Also, I need to put my little ear things back in because I keep missing alerts because I can't hear anything. Apparently related to Martha and Bros, CoffTea. Who's Martha and Bros? Caffeine is a drug. Yes, that's not what weed looks like. It looks like tea. No, that is definitely what weed looks like to me, in my opinion. What about butter coffee? That fad was very short-lived. You know, I don't understand why people put butter in their coffee. I think it was because people thought that consuming large amounts of butter was nutritious. There was a certain butter diet. I don't know why people did this though. Why are we reading this? It's coffee and tea mixes. It's not that complicated. All right, Julian. I had to read this blog. This was clearly written by a bored, lonely woman, okay? I needed to read it, all right? It was necessary. It was essential for the experience. I'm not trying to make fun of CoffTea. I now see that it's very valid. It was really hot back in 2017, and I might try it next stream. We're good. Ever mix orange soda and Pepsi? I have not mixed orange soda and Pepsi, but you know what I would love to mix is I would love to mix some espresso into orange soda and see what comes out. Stop trying to make CoffTea happen. As long as you can steep the tea, you can use coffee, why not? No, exactly. It might taste weird though, not sure. I think it really depends on what type of coffee and what kind of tea you're using. I have heard that some coffees actually taste like tea. They have very tea-like floral qualities. So those might taste good if you accentuate them with the right tea. This would have been better in basic. No, but I was doing the I'm a super needy person voice. This is so much time given to this. I'm so sorry, chat. This is the thing. You guys never know what you're asking for. If you bring something up and I might jump into that. Yes, I jumped into that rabbit hole willingly. Who the heck thinks a 16-ounce mug is ludicrous? That is big. That's ludicrous. No, 16 ounce is tiny. I thought I was making an innocent comment. I'm very sorry. It's okay. We allow all types. I mean, I'm a truck driver. You're a truck driver? You drive a coffee truck or a tea truck? No, he drives. Bacon Fish drives a CoffTea truck. Okay. Bacon Fish was in on this trend back in 2017 and got into delivering CoffTea to all of those lonely people who want friends. The butter coffee was a keto thing. Butter being fat was better than milk or cream was the thinking, I think. Okay. I'll have to do a deep dive into butter coffee. Not today, but at a later point for a later stream. Butter is healthy. Margarine is unnatural, but it tastes like butter, if. Also called a tractor-trailer combination vehicle. Wait, they call semi-trucks a tractor-trailer combination vehicle? That is very long-winded. There are two good coffees in the world. One is Turkish and one is Yemeni. You know, Magic Lords, there is a Turkish coffee place that just popped up in my neighborhood. I am going to definitely be trying it. There's also another one. I was looking at some of the drinks and it looks like they actually brew certain spices and orange peel and stuff into the coffee, which sounds really, really delicious. Oh, wait. Do I follow Iron Cujo? I'm sorry, I'm going to his page real fast. There we go. I don't think does he stream? Oh, I don't think he streamed for a while, but Iron Cujo occasionally makes the journey to the stream, pops in there. I cannot pronounce his name to save my life. Iron, one of those things. All right, well, this is very interesting. I wonder what other things people do with CoffTea. What is the caffeine in tea called? Are you serious? What? They call it thein. Thein. I only consume thein. It's actually, what the hell? I feel like that is made up. I don't even know what this website is. It's a blog by someone named Lortre. I think it's fake. CoffTea, there's an Instagram. CoffTea, a disgusting hot beverage usually created by, hang on, let's read Urban Dictionary. I love Urban Dictionary. I'm definitely a fan. CoffTea represents one of the many errors in the seemingly simple task of preparing instant coffee. It takes the form of lukewarm gray-brown liquid and on tasting could be either tea or coffee. It is impossible to tell, even though complex chemical analysis performed by very clever people wearing lab coats would throw up a blank on CoffTea. My grandmother made me a delicious cup of CoffTea. CoffTea, a mystical... Wow, there are some major biases. A mystical magical substance made by mixing the exact right amount of coffee and tea, perfect for the act of teabagging during a destructive game. Oh my god. To those about to teabag, we salute you. CoffTea may never ever last burns on nutsack. Okay. Oh, this is the one I wanted to read. CoffTea is a disgusting hot beverage usually created by the carelessness of work colleagues in the staff canteen, but occasionally on purpose if it's the boss's drink. Often the drink goes almost unnoticed, merrily making the unfortunate victim think, this tea tastes a little odd. But historic documents have recorded rare occasions, this person can't spell, of projectile spitting of scalding liquid into workers' faces upon discovery of the drink. All right, I think we have really beat this dead horse to the ground. I will no longer be talking about CoffTea. I swear. We will no longer talk about CoffTea. I have subjected you all to enough sadness. Tractor trailer is a very German sounding combination word. I guess so. Wait, are you German? But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Bacon, you're so funny. You always come up with the perfect puns. What do they call the caffeine in tea? Not enough. Now, that is what I agree. That's what I'm saying. It's like reading people who vape a lot. You won't talk about it, but you will try it. I will try it. I try literally anything. I have literally eaten paper for my stream. All right. Okay. So, let's see. We have been streaming for 2 hours and 42 minutes. So we are going to be traversing. No, that's not the right word. We are going to be transitioning to a different topic. We were going to be going over a paper. But before I do that, I was just thinking, did I want to... No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, we are going to be changing to a science chat, and then later on tonight, if I still have energy, I will be playing probably Fallout New Vegas, but I could also play something else depending on my mood at the time. But I do need to clean up all of my coffee mess, so I'm gonna go do that. So you guys are gonna get a little screen of nothingness.
Why, hello, my little coffee bean. Welcome to the Caffeine Club.
Fire King, thank you so much for that. I appreciate the sub. Also, we are 4 subs away from a coffee giveaway. Trooper, hello there, Trooper. Did I miss the instant coffee recommends? Instant coffee is what got me to explore the rabbit hole. So Trooper, you did kind of miss it, but basically, ultimately, the instant coffee I tried was not good. It tasted like tea. So yeah, basically,
I feel like
I'll
I
just
walked out
show
of a
it to you.
dream, and it was a really weird dream.
Careful over here, boys.
Yeah, I'm just marking whoever people are calling out to go on.
Nice!
Nice pick! Nice pick!
Oh my goodness, I did
Let's
something.
go. As long as you fucking can, dude.
Good night, Magic Lord. Thank you for stopping by. Do I give away coffee I don't like as a gift? No, so not usually. So here's the thing. I think that this coffee, and my GoPro's off, so here it is. It's a Kenyan, it's actually ground coffee, so it's not instant coffee. You still have to pour water in and let it kind of steep through. The only thing is that I put too much water in and it tasted like tea. Now, normally I give these as giveaways, but I always preface with saying add just a little water at first, taste it, and see if it's good. Because if you add too much water, then it tastes like CoffTea, probably. But no, normally, so I do try to taste all of the coffees that I give away, and they're generally pretty good. For example, like my hazelnut espresso, my instant hazelnut espresso, that is really delicious. I like it a lot. Oh yes, guys, go check out Fire King, by the way. Thank you for shouting him out, Gear. Fire King is a DVD player. We actually have a lot of DVD players here. Oh my god. DVD is a very fun game where you yell a lot because you're about to die. So go check him out. Let's see. Where did I miss? I think. Oh.
Yeah, my dick's full of Windex.
Okay. Burning beard. Oh my god. Oh, by the way, guys, as a reminder, I am trying to collect new sounds for blurps. That was my mod, Niall Holla. So it was a very memorable time. It was very funny. And so he made a blurp out of his favorite thing, which was him saying that his balls were full of Windex or something. Or dick. Thank you, Caffeinated Linux. I appreciate the 100 biddies. Oh god. But yeah, if you guys have oh my god, guys, I know it's a hype train.
Yeah, my dick's full of Windex.
Okay, it wasn't balls, my bad. Thanks for correcting me, Gear.
We added 30 bits to Fire King's Scarlet's cheer.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Wait, Twitch? Oh, you get extra bits. Oh my god, I forgot. You get extra bits. Okay, there's apparently a deal going on. I don't really pay attention to these things. But you get like 30% more bits or something, which is cool, or 10% more bits actually, because it's 300. 10% of 300 is 30.
Yup, Twitch, extra bitties.
Oh my god. All right, guys. It looks like we have reached a tier 1 hype train. Let us stop there. Don't need to get all excited.
We added 31 bits to Caffeinated Linux's cheer.
Oh my gosh, yes, you have the... Okay, you know what? I need to make a 1000 bits badge. I'm so sorry. I have been slacking on badges. Gonna make Bezos broke.
We added 30 bits to Burning 133 Beards cheer. Bonus bits unlocked. We added 15 more bits.
You guys, I do think that Twitch makes a lot of money and Amazon, so it's not gonna make them broke. I appreciate the bits, guys. It's really fun. But yeah, if you have a sound alert that you would like to make, send me a sound bite in Discord and I will make it a blurb or something, and we can add it to the queue. Oh my god, you guys are hilarious. All right, calm down. No more things. Can you get some kitchen knives and then hate them and then send them my way? Why do you need kitchen knives? I'm afraid to ask, Julian, but I'm asking anyways. I actually really got an amazing kitchen knife the other day. It's super sharp and super shiny, and I like to like reflect light off of it because it's so shiny. But I used to use dull knives for cutting things in the kitchen, which is definitely dangerous. Don't do that. But now we have the super sharp one. Super cool. I don't know why I went on that tangent. Don't stifle us. All right. So I need to change my stream title and put some stuff away. So give me a second. You guys are being chaotic. Just calm down. Baconfish made a really amazing sound alert for Leb. Leb is really talented. By the way, guys, if you do not know Leb at all, you need to check out his channel. He's a wonderful person. So we're gonna just put that in here. Oh my god, I don't know if I can spell his name. Lebolski? There, I did it. Oh my god, there's his link. Go check him out. He's fantastic. Fire King! Fire King! Oh my god.
Baby.
Oh my god. Thank you so much for the 1200 bits. Oh my god.
We added 120 bits to Fire King's Cullet's cheer. Bonus bits unlocked. We added 60 more bits.
I really appreciate it. You know what? We'll have to do... Okay. I'll do a coffee giveaway. I'll do one. You bought a new kitchen knife and you love the rest of the set. What did you get? You know what? Let me look at the brand and I'll tell you. I won't bring it here on stream because I don't think you can show knives on stream unless you're cooking or dancing with knives. But I'll be back to you in a second. And I need to put my coffee stuff away.
Invisible gifter is hanging out. Well, there was a video, the walkthrough that I showed you last night is from Zero, that is in the chat right now. Just so you know, just throwing it out there. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, no, what's even
Okay, so I looked up the name of my knife, and it's called Murado Shimomura. It's Japanese. I will try to Google it so I can send you a proper link. Oh yeah, it was like $40, but it's super lightweight and super pokey. Not that I've poked anyone with it recently, but it's sharp. Here you go. Guys, how did we get to a level 3 hype train? What the heck just happened? Spaceballs, welcome back. How is your key meetup? Or whatever. That's when you, is that when you like swap keys with people? You're like, hey, I got a really cool key. I've got a nice L. Do you want my M for your L? That's what I imagine a keyboard swap is. You're just like plucking your keys out and you're like, do you want my key? I like spit on it earlier and it kind of dried on, but it gives it an extra sheen. Happiness is a sharp knife. It is. It's just so satisfying to cut like tomatoes or cucumbers or radishes with a sharp knife. I am back, and with pizza rolls. Oh my god, Patwick, that sounds so amazing. That sounds so amazing. All right, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a coffee giveaway. I got a Jinju Yan Lan Santoku knife. Okay, let me look that up, and I would love to buy the rest of it. I'm guessing this is a very expensive, high-end knife. $75. Oh, I've seen these knives. Oh my god. These are the knives I want. Oh, these are such sexy knives. Okay, I don't know how we got on this topic. We are technically still in food and drink, so technically a knife is food and drink. Look at these knives. Are they not beautiful? They are beautiful. Look at that. Look at that nice, like, modeling. I don't know what that technique is called when they make little dents in the metal. They have really nice dents in them. Where is Leb? Leb is somewhere. You can't justify it. No, 75 is so much. You know what? You can put it on your Christmas list, and each year someone can get you one knife, and then eventually you'll have the full set. The adult, wait, okay. It wasn't a swap meet, although I did trade boards with someone. Making friends on the playground. We bring our keyboards. Oh, you did trade boards with someone. We bring our keyboards to show off and talk about each other's stuff. Oh, no, that's actually really cool. I don't think I do anything like that for my hobbies. I don't really have any hobbies other than streaming and forcing science on people and playing RimWorld like a degenerate. The adult version, rather the mechanical keyboard nerds version. I got my instant coffee of mechanical keyboards, ended up entering the rabbit hole just recently. Okay, fancy. Whoa, trooper. This is a whole tirade. I feel like this was relevant 5 minutes ago. Beware, viewers. It looks like we're about to jump into another rabbit hole. Imagine someone killing someone with these. Oh my god, Patwick! They're for cooking. What the heck? These are professional cooking knives, and they're very, very good quality, apparently. I haven't used one, but I've seen people use one, and they look amazing. The Lawn Series Powdered is the good stuff. Lawn Series Powdered. Oh, okay, I swear I'm not going into a rabbit hole. I'm not going into a rabbit hole. $75 is pretty cheap for a good knife. Hi, Doctor. Welcome in. This is true. Although I do like my knife. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it was $40. But it's not a very large knife. It's for simple chopping, I suppose. These are pretty large. The dents might trigger trypophobia in some people. Wait, do you have trypophobia, Ip? Julian, you may message me a link. I think it should work in DMs. This is a hobby? This is a hobby, yes. This is my hobby. Talking to people is my hobby. Oh, we made it to a level 2 train. Oprah is here, guys. We must acknowledge Oprah. Just kidding. Not the real Oprah. Sorry. The Oprah imposter. I'm joking. Oprah Adopted Me is a fantastic and wonderful streamer. He's hilarious. And plays a lot of Dead by Daylight, but also does a lot of chatting and various retro games. So go check him out. I don't know what clip's gonna pop. Yep, Dead by Daylight. Oprah, one fun fact about Oprah that sticks in my mind is that he was invited to the Bachelorette show and turned them down. So you could have been streaming on the TV like instead of on Twitch. Oprah's very good at DBD.
There's no way this pig is serious.
This is a paid actor. I've played some DBD rounds with him and with Patwick, and they're all very good. I'm a potato. But yeah, go give Oprah a follow. These are not killing knives. They're cooking knives. Exactly. I hate that I'm still addicted to the Overwatch salt. All those better hobbies than just licking Overwatch salt. All right. What's the Caff EDC? Okay. Trooper, what is EDC? Also, what is Overwatch Salt? Can you say hi in chat so I can just click on you? Oh, yes. Here you go. There you go. I forgot. It's easier to do that. Slightly caffeinated. I'm trash now. I haven't played DBD since July. Powick, I'm shocked. That was your jam. That was your game. Okay, so I said I would do a coffee giveaway because you guys were being all generous with the biddies. So I am going to open up marbles on stream. So what we do here is we do giveaways based on whoever wins the marbles on stream race. I swear it's a randomized, completely fair way of picking a winner. Some people disagree with me, but that's okay. Just give me a moment while I log into my Steam account. What the heck? Wait, what? Oprah. Thank you so much for the bits. Oh my god. You did not need to do that, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Okay. Well, stick around. Enter into the coffee giveaway. If you don't like coffee, I do give away tea. I do need to work on finding good quality tea. So if you guys know of some really good quality tea, let me know. I would love to find that. What is... Okay. We are not going to talk about head pats. I just lost my voice. What is this clip? I'm good. Oh my god. Plain toast. Plain toast, calm down. Calm yourself. Guys,
we added
down.
50 bits to Plain Toast Noyam's cheer. Bonus bits unlocked. We added 25 more bits.
You guys don't need to do this, but thank you. You have some tea, but it concerns last night's staff party. No one y'all know. Wait, it concerns last night's staff party. What does that mean? Okay, hang on. I just need to get this code for my Steam. Oh, it's taking forever. Patwick is trying to fight with Twitch right now. It's very admirable. Okay. Okay, now I can open marbles, hopefully. I should also, who has editing powers here? Do any of my mods have editing powers? Can you change the stream category to marbles on stream, since we are going to pull that up? Also, oh my god, Mahoodles, I was just talking about... Okay, I wasn't just, but it was like, okay, it was an hour ago. Mahoodles is my favorite science streamer. I should say one of my favorite. My top favorite.
He does look
thank you for shouting out Mahoodles. So Mahoodle, oh my goodness. This is actually a... This is a very old clip, I think.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, Jody. Here, hold on.
Mahoodles loves everything space. She also has the coolest hair I have ever seen on Twitch. Her hair is now super vibrant. It's fantastic. She talks about space and astrobiology, and she also plays a lot of space themed games like Starfield, and also Pollia. So a variety of games. But yes, go give her a follow. She is fantastic and streams every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're a big fan of space? Obviously Spaceballs. If you're a big fan of space, then you'll be a big fan of Mahoodles. She goes through astrobiology news for like a few hours or so every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's a lot of, I didn't realize there was so much space news, but there is a lot and it's very cool. So you should check out her stream. It is still purple. So she has like this cool pink purple ombre going on. In the lighting, it looks really pink, but there's a lot of purple too, I think. Here's me just like trying. I swear I'm not colorblind. I think it's purple, but also pink. Let's see. Wow, Julian. I don't know what to say. Okay, let's open up the marble stream. Okay. The game music might be a little bit loud and obnoxious. I'll try to... Oh, I guess it's off, so that's good. Try to turn that off, and let's get the game up. Okay. And nice. It works
You want
this time.
coffee? Does anybody want coffee? I'm making the coffee.
Gear.
What do you want? You want coffee? Yeah.
All right. We have changed the stream. Okay, so this is basically open to anyone. So we're doing a marbles race to choose a winner for the coffee giveaway. So anyone who's in the US can join. You just have to have a US mailing address. So yeah, and let me pick a race. Let's see. We're gonna do a community map because the community maps are honestly really fun. I will take a hype song recommendation. Let's see. The only thing with community races is that you'd never know what you're gonna get into. So we're gonna hopefully pick a good one. They got rid of the rating system, it seems, so it's kind of a crapshoot. Potentially important activity. That one sounds fun, but it's really short. Let's do suspicious coconut jam. That sounds like it could be fun. All right, there we go. All right, so basically the way you joined is just do !play. If you are a coffee person and you have like a grinder and a whole coffee setup, I'll send you some of my favorite beans, whichever those happen to be at the time. If you do not have a coffee setup, I'll send you like instant coffee, but it's good. It's good, I swear. With the exception of adding too much water, then it might not be so good. So keep that in mind. And then finally, there are tea and non-caffeine options for those of you who do not drink caffeine. And yeah, and also I will say, I know I had a gross instant coffee today. I might throw that one in there, but there will be other ones too that are much better. I promise. I'm not using you as my guinea pigs, I swear. Okay. Marbles can be food for children if... Oh my god. Okay, you're gonna... Oh my god. Wait, what about the title? Oh, you know what? Right. Let's do coffee giveaway. Let's change this. Thank you for reminding me. I should probably change the title too. And we should change this to Marbles winner. Oh, I also like to throw in fun coffee stickers. So if you like stickers, you'll get some stickers. It sounds like I'm sending this to children. What instant coffee do I have? So I have the McNulty Korean kind of like, they're like a pour over in a little filter. You just pop the filter onto a cup and then you pour the water in. I also have the Hardin Korean coffee as well. And then there's some other like little pour overs. And then there's also espresso, so like different flavored espressos and stuff that I might include. I try to do one of everything, or at least one or two of everything if there's space, as long as it doesn't go over the weight limit. Have you had the coffee that rabbits vomit up? Wait, Julian, I think you are trying to refer to Kopi Luwak, which is coffee that civets poop out. So I don't know if that's what you're referring to. If you don't enjoy caffeine, why are you here? Exactly. If you are a water drinker, then you should just leave right now. I'm just kidding. You should definitely be drinking your water and staying hydrated. I'm curious about the beans. I assume light roast. Yes. So I do prefer light roast. I think most people, will ask sometimes if you like light roast, medium, or dark, or I'll just automatically send a light medium roast because I think those are the most palatable coffees for people, and light roasts have the most flavor in them. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Okay, I will let people keep joining. I'm gonna go get my water. I actually forgot to drink water, so this is perfect. You're a water drinker, Julian? Oh my god. We're gonna have to throw you into the trash. I'll be right back. If anyone else wants to join the race, please feel free to do so. I will scroll down so you can see if you're in the list or not. So go ahead, pop in there. Do I have a treat stream? Is there an option for just sending you water? I would just love it if somebody just sent a fire hose of water at me so that I remember to stay hydrated. I used to do treat stream, but to be quite honest, I didn't like how expensive the shipping was, and I didn't want you guys to pay for all that expensive delivery shit. It's stupid. So no, I don't do the treat stream. I think the link is still on my page though, but please don't use it. I have nothing there. You just drink G Fuel. Oh man. I knew a streamer. I mean, he's still alive. Steebs, he comes in here sometimes. Steebs only drinks Mountain Dew, and I am so upset at him for just drinking Mountain Dew.
Why,
that is
hello,
so unhealthy.
my little coffee bean. Welcome to the Caffeine Club.
Saint! Saint, you gifted subs, and dude, thank you so much. You're back. Just Mountain Dew. Yeah. You'll send me knives. Will they be the knockoff knives? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this marbles run. I'm gonna pick my own hype song actually. I know I said you guys could pick it, but just kidding. I always have my favorite hype songs. I am a big, you know what, we're gonna do Rammstein because well, let's be real, they're my favorite band. Oh, you know what, actually my favorite song right now is by Falling in Reverse. The Drug in Me is my favorite song. The Drug in Me reimagined, such a good song. Oh my god, you guys have to listen to this song, it's just beautiful. Okay, but anyways, let me start the race first. Make sure everything is wrapped up, and yeah, you totally didn't fall asleep at all. Well, you drank a half a bottle of rum, my dear friend. I would be shocked if you were still awake. Please drink some water, Saint. We just did a hydration moment. I have my Bierstein full of water. This is not alcohol. This is definite, and it's not vodka. And it's not like I keep a bottle of vodka under my bed. Never. Why would I do that? Jeez. All right, we're gonna start this. All right. Marbles. Start. All right, may the best balls win the race. Oh, look at all of you. Wait, why can I only see neck? Oh man. There we go. There we go. All right. So you guys have to survive. Good luck. This is not hype music, is it? This is death music because some of you will die. All right, we have Coco Line in first place. And then we have Ipf passing Coco Line. We have Bacon Fish, Neck, and Oprah catching up. This is Falling in Reverse. The Drug in Me Is You, reimagined. Because we all love drugs, specifically caffeine. This is about caffeine. Oh, Spaceballs got stuck. Bacon Fish is in the lead. Oh my god. Is he gonna win? Only the strong will survive. Help me, step bro. Neck is your step bro. All right, we have Patwick catching up with Bacon Fish. Caffeinated Linux has died. It's too bad. We'll put you in a nice coffin. Wait, actually, Coco Line and Fire King also died. All right, we have Bacon Fish approaching the Chamber of Death. Patwick passes him up. Nope, they're both stuck. Oh, they're hugging. Oh, oh my god, Neck died. This is so dramatic. Oh, there's Bacon Fish ascending. Oh, there's Patwick. Oh my god, that's a picture of Patwick right there. Here's Bacon Fish. And Patwick is taking the lead. Oh, and Patwick is dropping somewhere. Oh wait, Patwick won! This is the finish line. This weird nipple-shaped cup is the finish line. All right, let me turn the music down. Ugh. So, Patwick, I know you don't drink coffee at all. So let me know what you want to do with this package. It's up to you. You just wanted to play? So you can choose if you want to give it to somebody specifically, or if you want to give it to second, or if you know, whatever. You're bringing up the rear. It's okay. We like a sexy rear. You want to give it to Oprah? Okay. Okay, I will send the coffee to Oprah. Oprah, are you a coffee person? Do you like coffee? Do you make your own coffee? Let me know if you want beans or if you want to try some of the interesting instants I've got. All right. Well, that was fun. Thank you guys for participating. You finished second again. You were second last time too, weren't you? Wait, Bacon, have you won before? I don't think you have. One day you will win. You're so close. Also, to all of those who died, you know, rest in peace, I guess. Oh, this is the best part of the song. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes when I'm on public transport, I really just want to scream like this. I don't know why specifically public transport, but I just want to channel my inner Falling in Reverse and scream sometimes. Do you guys ever want to scream? Like, do you ever get that feeling? Is that just me? Or, you know, life just makes you antsy sometimes. All right. We will quit this. Okay, what's the name of the song? I know a couple of you have asked this now, so I'm going to put this in chat so you guys can look it up. So it's called The Drug... Oops, I cannot spell. I know. Just ignore that. I think we'll just leave falling in reverse on for a little bit. OMG, so relatable. Saint, you want to scream too? You love coffee, you'll take the beans. All right, sounds good. Let me know, do you like light roast, medium roast, dark roast? If you like dark roast, I'm going to give you light roast, just an FYI. Please play Chemi's Convocation with Death next. Chemi's Convocation with Death. Let's see. You know what we're gonna do? So what I like to do sometimes is add chat songs to a playlist I have. Wait, so this is called Chemi's Convocation. That's the band. No. Chemi's is the artist. Wait, why isn't this popping up? I don't see... Is it conviction, not convocation? I don't know what convocation means. Oh my god, do you mean convocation with death? Okay, okay. Do you mean conversation with death?
I feel like I just walked
Is it
out of a
conversation?
dream, and it was a really weird dream.
Saint, you are so drunk, Saint. It's conversation. It's called a conversation with death. I don't know what a convocation is. Oh my god. That was so painful. Oh my god. Powick, thank you for gifting a sub to Oprah. Also, welcome in Mountain Dew Pop. You actually just missed our our coffee giveaway, but don't worry, every 20 subs, well, technically we had biddies, so that's why it's not quite 20. Every 20 subs we do a coffee giveaway, because I like to spread the love of caffeine to the world. Civ, hello, welcome in, Civ. Okay, so now that I have the song title, we're gonna listen to this song called Conversation with Death.
I feel like I just walked
And I'm gonna
out of
add
a
this to
dream,
our Twitch
and
playlist.
It was a really weird dream.
This sounds Nordic. Oh. Convocation is a thing? This is nice. I'm adding this. All right. I'll turn it down a bit. This is from Denver. Okay. I've never heard of Chemi's. I recently saw Amaranth, not the streamer Amaranth, although I do watch Amaranth from time to time. Don't ask me why. But I saw Amaranth, the metal band from Sweden. They're so sick. Absolutely love them. Okay. So Oprah, just DM me about the coffee. Let me know what kind of coffee bean roast you prefer. Don't we all watch her from time to time? I mean, come on. We're always curious. I'm like, I want some ASMR today. Especially when I'm in lab pipetting and I'm like really falling asleep and bored. I'll like turn on some Amaranth ASMR and I'm like, yes, lick my ears. Chemi's is my fav. I like the heaviness. I like really heavy, dark music. Both things are wild. Civ, I see you've done a bit of Amaranth watching in your life. Very cool, very cool. You guys don't have to spill your guts here, don't worry. If I ever got caught watching her in my lab, I would have to jump off the roof of my building. Please don't do that. Okay, I have a screen protector on my phone, so theoretically people should not be able to see what I'm watching because, you know, sometimes I'm watching spicy things, all right? Like, I'm joking. Patwick has done this before. Patwick and Oprah have watch parties. The Bereaved is better than this. Okay. I will, I'll also add some Bereaved songs. I'll listen to these. Instead of listening to Amaranth, I'll listen to Bereaved the next time I'm in lab. Yeah. Okay. I think I've listened to The Bereaved at some point. No, it's a song. No, oh my god, it's by Chemis. I thought it was a band. All right, I'll add it to my list though. Okay, so we are gonna do the switch to the science stream. That'll probably be like a 1 to 2 hour stream, probably a 2 hour stream. Let's be real. We're gonna be going through a very chunky paper about brain tumors and mast cells, which we often think about in allergy, but did you know that you have mast cells in your brain? These types of cells, they're really cool. They tend to explode and release granules everywhere. Well, they don't explode, but they like shoot granules out of them. They're very cool. And there was a paper that just came out talking about mast cells in the brain and how they result or they cause brain swelling. Yeah, there are exploding cells in your brain. It's not cool. The only thing, my biggest gripe about the paper is that they were super focused. I mean, I get this. Science is hard. They only focused on what the mast cells did in the brain, but they didn't talk about how the mast cells got there. And that's, I think, their follow-up paper is how the hell did these mast cells get there? But we will get into it. I have some fun little videos of mast cells so you guys can see them, but I need to pee and I need to change the stream stuff. So I'm going to just leave you with the share screen and you guys can listen to heavy metal like Degenerates because we love that here. Heavy metal and brain explosions. My favorite things.